This fortress next on our right is a fortress from 1600. It's 10 years older than the one with the lighthouse and the Cuban flag on the other side. The barracks of this fortress were in front of us on the road, demolished in 1902 for the sake of the avenue. The seaside wall on your right is a place, it's actually the most attended promenade in town, especially after the sunset and people finish working. A place where they have hours encounters, they come to rehearse music playing, the dance, plays chess, domino. This is Central Havana on your left. This is the most dilapidated part of town. This is an outer look of this neighborhood. We'll be seeing that inside afterwards, right? See how hard the ocean can treat, buildings when nothing is done. See, even bricks can break. Actually, my friends, most of these places were rentals for the middle low class in town. But back in the days when the first dictator made it a power, he raised the prices of the taxes, and the owners stopped renovating for a long time. Between the 1930s and the 1960s, or 30 years without renovation. After us, to be honest, it kept being not renovated. Renovation that started now, you see some buildings have been saved, but some are wrecked. They've started on the seaside, because another thing is that the ocean makes a permanent effect on the metal, especially when we have high tides, which hit the wall and spray the salt on the metal, on the facades. When the salt gets to the steel bars, they rust and they break the concrete. If on top of that you don't renovate, this is what you get. You see, they've been renovated, but priority number one now is old Havana. This open area is the place where we had this first cemetery in town, which had to be removed because the water table was not that deep, and that became a hazard to the community's health. This high-rise from the 80s is one of the 50 big hospitals the city has. Another equestrian monument, the horse standing on 2 feet means the hero was shot dead in combat. The city has 50 big hospitals like this, and a series of smaller ones and clinics, which are not included in this 50. Remember, the country has 198. So there is a pattern for equestrian monuments. When the horse is standing on 4 feet means the hero died of natural causes. When the horse is standing on 2 feet means the hero was shot dead. When the horse is standing on 3 feet means the hero died at his wounds after combat. If we ever see a horse standing on 1 foot, it means the horse is dancing. None of them stand on 1 foot. This is 23rd Avenue next on your left, which is the main avenue in this section of town. Hotel National on your left, just behind the Cuban flag, 1930. The seat of canisters ever since 1946. They have a Hall of Fame by decades, 1930s, 40s, 50s, on to now, showing names and pictures of the famous people who stayed here. Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Sir Winston Churchill, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Costner, music bands, all of that. This is the area where we're going to have our lunch after we tour the factory. This is, you mean the round-shaped one, the high one? That's real estate. It's different, the national television has some offices, some studios, there are restaurants in there, shops, banks. 1956 year of construction of that building. This glass on your left is the place where bands play music. But recently we found Air Supply, Simpler Red, Audio Slave, and this month, Cool and the Gang are going to perform here. In front of that building, which is the American office in Havana, used to be their embassy. This dark green glass building on your left. This used to be their embassy until relations were broken. There was nothing there. Then until Jimmy Carter and Castro agreed on an office in Havana and another one in Washington, only to organize the emigration between the two countries. These are the only relations we have. We also have an office. They call it an interest office in Washington. They rent this from the Swiss. We rent ours in Washington from the Swiss as well. This is the only garden.
Are they going to be lifting the embargo?
We don't believe so. No. Too many Cuban Americans in Congress. honest. During Clinton, Congress got to, I mean not Congress, but representatives, House of Representatives, you know, they got to lift the embargo, but not the embargo, it was the freedom of American citizens to travel to Cuba. The embargo is out of the question. They won't do it. Cuban Americans from early revolution times. The latest generation of Cubans in Florida, they're not politically interested. They want normal relations so they can travel and visit their families. So it's only the older generation of Cubans who emigrated in early revolution times on the Cuban Revolution. It's not all of them. The ones who control the politics because they have a lot of money and they're very influential on the government. One of the best hotels in Havana, I would say the best hotel is Havana Cuba, 1990s. This hotel. This is a shopping mall back there on your left, dark blue glasses. Hotel Riviera, this green construction in front of us, totally owned by gangsters. Used to be the Riviera Hilton back in time. Used to have the most luxurious casino in Latin America in '57 when it was founded. This is a building from 1998, the one in front of us. Do you remember this hospital I showed you? Have you watched Michael Moore's last documentary? Sequel? That's the place where it was taped. The Cuban part of the story was taped in that hospital. You see how close the ocean is. This neighborhood was forested during colonial times, and it was restricted to walk. We walked by civilians, you know. They could open up trails that couldn't be walked. Pasamos la plaza, I'm sorry. Civilians could have walked these territories. It could have opened up trails, which could have been walked by pirates afterwards, and they could have accessed the old city walls, which are, you know, the old city is, remember, in front of us in this direction. So restricted, as the name, survived after foundation. Restricted, which is vedado in Spanish. You see, here the shade is provided not by being on the high walls, as in the old section of town, but by the abundance of trees, right, and promenades in the middle of avenues. This is a very good idea by a famous British urban designer, William Morris. Morris's ideas on what he thought, what he called the Garden City. Obviously, William Morris lived long before this part of town was constructed, so it was Forestier, a French urban designer, the one who put Morris's ideas into practice. So lots of trees, which cool off the environment a lot, you know, during our summertime, which is year-round. We only have 2 seasons, remember that. Summertime and summertime. Medicine students on your left. Police officer on your left.